just me again. So I just thought I'd give a bit of an update on Arthur because I'm aware that I haven't given one for a little while. So he obviously had the bone scan and I got the results back yesterday. So the vets were very kind to let me actually see the images, but I wasn't allowed to have them, so unfortunately I can't share them with you guys, but they were very kind enough to show me. So yeah, it's pretty powerful. I recommend to anybody who has a horse that's been diagnosed with kissing spines by x-ray, seriously just check that there's nothing else deeper going on, because it's quite clear as day that this facet joint, I think it's between T16 and 17, I think, is probably the cause of Arthur's back issues. The kissing spines didn't even like light up that much, I don't think. And it does say in the conclusions that you can see them all separated, so I don't think any of them have started like fusing together or anything like that. But it does say on the conclusions that it's highly likely down to trauma. Now, something happened in January, right? Something happened. He hurt his knee. He got a splint, and the splint is actually still active apparently. I'm not convinced that it is, if I'm honest, because I did get it x-rayed and it was pretty much healed, and that was in July, I think it was, or maybe August, and he's really not done a lot at all. So I'm not convinced that it's still active. And his right knee had some uptake, but the thing is, I had it x-rayed and it came back clear. So I think I'm really not thinking too much into those, and neither of the vets, because obviously Arthur's had quite a lot of diagnostics done. But yeah, it was quite saddening to see that in the conclusions that it was highly likely to have been a traumatic injury kind of thing. Obviously, I don't know, it could have happened any time, right? So definitely make sure that it's just the kissing spines that you're dealing with, because the conclusions from that is that the facet joint is the primary source of back pain and the kissing spines is secondary. So I've actually saved Arthur from an operation. Sorry, just having a cuppa. I've actually saved Arthur an operation that was probably going to be unnecessary. And then I've saved myself money as well. So I suppose the bone scan was expensive, but the operation was more expensive. Obviously, it's very different if you're under insurance. But yeah, vet's coming on Monday to just discuss things in more depth and where we're going from here. I did finally, as a PSSM update, so obviously it's really important to be aware that the gold standard for a PSSM2 diagnosis in the UK is by muscle biopsy. So I've made the active decision. So I obviously sent Arthur's hair to CAG in Germany, because they are licensed to be able to do I think it's the 6-panel Equiseq genetic test for PSSM2. So obviously Arthur came back for NP3, which is MFM, myofibrillar myopathy. It is recognised in humans, by the way. It was my decision not to put him through a muscle biopsy because Arthur has already been through so many things already. So assume that he does have it, or he could potentially have it, because I'm not fully sure if he's symptomatic or not. I've got no idea. So obviously I think the back issues are my main issues. But I got his bloods done just to double check. So I was told to get specifics. So to get his muscle, kidney, liver values. You guys probably know more about this than I do. And then selenium, vitae, manganese, zinc levels. And everything came back fine. I think the zinc was slightly a bit high. And I've not really thought too much into this yet. But everything else was fine, so I'm assuming that whatever I'm feeding him is working. So I thought I would share with you guys what I do, I guess. So I feed him Thunderbrooks Daily Essentials, and it does actually say on the website that their Daily Essentials is suitable for PSSM horses. So this was one of the main reasons why I fed him that. And obviously Arthur's got a few joint problems going on, so I feed him the Feedmark Best Flex HA, I think. So I feed him that as well, and then to get his additional amino acids, so the methionine, lysine and threonine, I give him the Progressive Earth Pro 3 amino acids. If he is worked quite hard, I do introduce salt into his diet, but I do have a salt lick in the stable for him, and he does enjoy licking that, so I don't add any of that into his feed. And then I literally just feed him. I feed him the Denji Hi-Fi molasses-free chaff. Just anything that's supposed to be low fat. He doesn't get anything else. I also, because I've really got to think about his weight, I also soak his hair. So I soak his hair because of dust, because he's got a bit of a cough, but so does my old grey. But I soak it for a good hour or so, just to try and reduce the sugar content in there. That's what I've read to do anyway, so that's what I do. I also try and strip graze as much as I can as well, just to try and reduce the amount of grass that they're taking in, just to try and get them to lose weight. That's all that is for. But yeah, that's what I feed Arth. And I just feed the amount that it says on the tin, and he just gets fed once a day. I have also decided that Arthur is going to go barefoot. So I've not fully thought about this in too much depth, but he is going barefoot because I've just kind of had enough. I've only got so much money in life, and after seeing the images on the bone scan, I just got a little bit upset. There is a lot of problems going on in it. I don't think it's problems that are going on in his feet, but I just think that from what I've saw, there was quite a lot of uptake apparently in his hind feet, but the vet didn't think it was significant because this can happen with heavier horses. And I just think the more I learn about farrier and things like that, the more I just think he would benefit being barefoot. And he was barefoot for a week and a half when he pulled 2 shoes from being stupid in the field. And he seemed to respond quite well to it. So I've just decided he's going barefoot. I've been warned that it's going to be a difficult process, which is fine. So I guess I can keep you guys updated with how that goes, because I've been told that it will be a difficult process. When he is shod, when his shoes have come off, and he gets trimmed up, I'm going to measure him up for some boots. So I guess I'll share that with you guys as well. But I've just had enough of spending the money. I'm just so tired, and I'm so down in the dumps with it all. I bought a horse to be able to enjoy and ride, and I just feel like this has been such a difficult process. Sorry. I'm really sorry. I just had to compose myself a bit. So yeah, he's going barefoot, and I'll just see how he progresses with that. But I just can't afford the shoeing process every 6 weeks, and I can't, even though I've seen significant benefits, and I just can't afford to replace shoes, and it's just getting too much for me now, in terms of cash. I wish I was rich, but I'm not. But I will take you guys along that journey. I'll give the highs as well as the lows, because I have been told that it will be difficult. At the end of the day, Arthur's really not going to be ridden all that much next year, probably. It's probably all going to be kind of more like a rehab low level, maybe some low level hacking. It'll be mainly, I guess, in the arena trying to build up. But to be honest, Arthur's back is pretty good at the minute. Anyway, I don't know whether it's just years of stretching and things like that. I've started to notice a massive difference in the way he is just in general after that facet joint was injected. So I just think all of his muscles have just decided to start relaxing. So that's nice to see. I'm going to share a video with you guys because I think it's really interesting to assess your own horse for back pain. So a lot of the time I think a lot of people can get a false positive. But at the end of the day, if somebody comes and prods your back, you're going to flinch, especially if you're not aware that they're going to do it. But I watched a video. I've watched loads of videos about how to assess your horse for back pain, and I'll share some with you guys. But this one I thought was really interesting. So there's a couple of different points which you can press down in the horse's back. And if they're sore, they will give a reaction. And if they're not, then they won't. So this was in 2019. And as you can see, I apply a small amount of pressure, and he basically buckles under the pressure. And this was just the other day, and you can see I'm applying quite a lot of pressure and he's not buckling at all. He does a tiny bit, but I'm really applying a hell of a lot of pressure. You can also check the soreness of the longissimus dorsi, but by just make sure that your horse is aware that you're touching them. Run your hands along that muscle a few times, but then the next time, just apply pressure, just slow, firm pressure all the way along, and just watch your horse's muscles for spasm. So here I'm just checking Arthur's longissimus dorsi muscle for any sensitivity. Just touch the back, make sure that they're aware you're there, and then just nice, gentle, firm pressure all the way along and look for muscle spasm. Arthur didn't have any. And then that'll tell you if the horse has got sore muscles. But I did this with Arthur as well, and he didn't flinch at all. So there's definite improvements. It's just all subtle. But he I haven't said this yet, but it's definitely the facet joint. That's the issue. So I've just noticed so many things, even down to stretching. So his stretches he does without shaking. He does the side neck stretches without his back tensing up. So and here is Arthur doing his stretches. As you can see, he's very eager, and he's just doing them really well. I've noticed a lot of differences, and yeah, it's just all subtle stuff really. In terms of his performance, he's definitely better, but he's not significantly better. He's just consistently better. So the first week and a half, I think it was, he improved, and then he just seemed to deteriorate, whereas he hasn't deteriorated this time. He's just the same. So this is why I'm convinced that it's the facet joint. And the kissing spines actually is apparently very mild. It's not producing so much of an inflammation, I don't think. So yeah, it just makes sense. He's just such a stoic animal. It drives me crazy. But yeah, I'll add those videos on to show you what I mean, and I'll do a voiceover. And another thing as well, I'd really appreciate it if you guys could like, follow and subscribe to my YouTube channel and things like that if you're really interested in keeping up to date. It's just his previous owner is causing me some problems, and I really don't think that I'm doing anything wrong here. All I'm doing is trying to spread as much awareness as I can. Like, at the end of the day, if you don't want any comebacks for anything, don't sell horses that have got problems, and that's just the be all and end all of it. I'm just trying to be a voice for all the poor horses out there that struggle. So if you guys can just provide support and keep me going, because honestly it does play havoc with my depression and anxiety, it really does. But if you guys can just show your support to me wherever you can, I would really appreciate it. So this is Arthur. The other week I was just riding him in a bitless bridle, but as you can see, he is actually swinging his hind legs and actually coming under with the left hind. And then this is just a hack out, but he just looks really happy. I will also do a video of obviously breaking my back and how I managed to get myself back in the saddle. Obviously, I'm still struggling. I won't ride him out on my own. Well, I will ride him out on my own, but I struggle to get myself motivated to do it because I overthink everything. But I've done quite a lot since breaking my back. Like, if anybody's watched vlog 15, you'll see just how much I did in 2020. So I could take him on a pleasure ride, I could take him cross country, I could do one day events, I do all of that, and for some reason I'm fine. But ride him in my own arena and ride him out on a hack on his own, and I just fret about it so much. It's crazy, really. But yeah, I'll try and I'll think hard about how to structure it really well so it helps for anybody who needs it. So hopefully this has been helpful, as always, and to the next time. Bye.